Hello everyone, I am Professor Anish Vora and today we will see again main dimension of three-phase induction motor as well as we will proceed towards stator design. So today we will estimate number of turns of the stator winding. In previous lecture we have seen that how to estimate our main dimension. Our main dimensions, that is D, that is diameter, as well as L. So today we'll calculate number of turns per phase of stator winding. Currently we are designing three-phase induction motor. In previous lectures we have seen how to estimate or how to calculate main dimensions. Today we'll see, as I just said earlier, we'll calculate number of turns per phase. For this we will have to utilize one equation. You must remember this equation, induced EMF per phase, and we know the equation, that is 4.44, frequency, flux 5, turns per phase, and stator winding, coefficient of stator winding. So from this equation we can easily calculate turns per phase if all other parameters are known, and therefore turns per phase, that is induced EMF per phase, divided by 4.44 frequency, flux, and stator winding. So from this equation now you know that easily we are able to calculate turns per phase. So we'll utilize this equation. So with this background, now let us calculate or let us design one more numerical. So we have been given data, so that is given data. "25 kilowatt, 50 hertz, 3-phase, delta connected, 415 volt, 2880 RPM, induction motor." This much of data is given. At the same time, assume, this data is also given for assumption, specific magnetic loading, that is 0.48 Weber per meter square, specific electric loading 21,000 ampere conductor per meter, efficiency 88%, power factor 0.87, kW, that is a winding factor, coefficient of stator winding, that is 0.9451. In this numerical it is given. If it is not given, we know that how we can able to assume kW. Take L by tau equal to 0.7. This is very much important. We know that L by tau ratio is very important to separate D and L. So we need to calculate main dimension, that is D and L, as well as we need to calculate number of stator turns per phase. So these two quantities we need to calculate. In previous lectures we have seen how to calculate main dimension. We have been doing main dimension in 5 steps. So we will have to follow same 5 steps today also, and in 6th step we will calculate number of stator turns. So now let us start. First we calculate main dimension. You have been doing practice for calculating main dimension, so now it is very easy for you that how we can able to calculate our main dimension. So step 1, that is calculate kVA rating. This is our first step. In all the numericals, first we have to calculate kVA rating, that is Q, because in our output equation we require Q. Q is a kilowatt. Values are given in kilowatt, so we have been given 25 kilowatt. So kilowatt divided by efficiency as well as divided by power factor. So kilowatt 25, efficiency 88%, power factor lagging 0.87. So therefore Q. So let us calculate Q. 25 divided by 0.88 divided by 0.87, then it comes to 32.65. So 32.65 kVA. So first step we have calculated. So Q is available now, 32.65. So now our second step, step number 2, that is to calculate step 2, that is to calculate speed in RPS. In our output equation we require speed in RPS. See, now in earlier my lecture also I had said that we require synchronous speed in case of induction motor. Again I repeat, we require synchronous speed whether it is in RPM or RPS. We require synchronous speed. Our rotor speed, we have been given a rotor speed, that is 2880 RPM, right? So this is a rotor speed. We require synchronous speed. So speed very near or very closest to this speed, synchronous speed, NS, that is 3000 RPM, right? And therefore speed in RPS, that is small s, that is 3000 divided by 60, and that is equal to 50 RPS. So second step is complete. We have calculated speed in RPS, revolutions per second. So 2 steps we have completed. Now step 3, Step 3 is calculate output coefficient. So in third step we will have to calculate output coefficient. So CO equation we know, that is 1.11 multiplied by pi square multiplied by BAV, that is specific magnetic loading, multiplied by specific electric loading, stator coefficient multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3. So in previous lectures we have been calculating 1.11 multiplied by pi square, but now we can use this multiplication as 11. It is actually 10.95, but we can take 11 BAV AC kW multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3. So that is for the simplification. I mean, every time you need not to go to multiply 1.11 multiplied by pi square. Directly we can take 11, right? So now 11 multiplied by 0.48, we have been given 0.48 Weber per meter square. Then AC, that is 21 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3 and multiplied by 0.9451. So now it is very simple to calculate our CO. We can compensate, cancel out 10 raised to 3 and 10 raised to minus 3, and therefore CO comes to, now let us calculate, 11 multiplied by 0.48 multiplied by 21 multiplied by 0.9451. It comes to 104.80. Let us take 0.80. So this is CO. So we have calculated CO. So step number 3 is over. So now we proceed to step number 4. Step number 4, that is to calculate, step number 4, that is to calculate volume. Volume is D square L, right? So our fourth step, that is to calculate D square L. So our output equation, we know our output equation, that is Q, CO, D square L and NS. You should always remember this output equation, it is very important. So from this output equation we can easily calculate D square L, and therefore D square L, that is Q divided by CO multiplied by NS. So Q kVA we have already calculated 32.65. So 32.65. CO we have calculated 104.80 and multiplied by 50, that is our revolutions per second, and therefore D square L is equal to 32.65 divided by 104.80 divided by 50. So it comes to 6.23 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3, and this is always in meter cube because it is a volume, so it is in meter cube. So D square L, in step number 4 we have calculated D square L. So now let us proceed towards step number 5. Step number 5, that is to separate D and L. Here we have D and L as a volume together. Now we have to separate D and L. So for this, again we have to use this ratio L by tau, that is given 0.7, it is given, right? So meaning is L is equal to 0.7 times tau. Now we know that tau is, you should know the equation for tau is pi d divided by p. So let us substitute this value. So 0.7 multiplied by pi multiplied by d and divided by p. So now for 3000 rpm, we know that number of poles is equal to 2. If you don't know, then you again use this equation 120 F by P. So for 3000 rpm, number of pole is 2. So it comes to 0.7 multiplied by 3.14 divided by 2 times d, and we have one relationship. So relationship is 0.7 multiplied by 3.14 divided by 2. So it comes to 1.099 times d. So 1.099 times d. So this relationship we have now available. So now what we do is we substitute this value of L into this d square L equation. So let us proceed further. So now substitute this value. Substitute value of L into d square L equation. So d square multiplied by 1.099 times d. We have substituted value of L, and that comes to equal to 6.23 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3, and therefore d cube 6.23 divided by 1.099 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3, and then it comes to 6.23 divided by 1.099. So it comes to 5.66 or 5.67, let us take 10 raised to minus 3. So we have to take now cube root. So d, therefore d is equal to, so again we have to take cube root. So shift cube root 5.67 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3, then it comes to 0.178. So d 0.178 meter. So this is our answer, one of the answer, that d is equal to 0.178. Now we know the equation, therefore L is 1.099 times d 0.178 L is equal to, and then therefore L is equal to 1.099, then it comes to 0.195 or 196.196 meter. So now we have calculated both the main dimension, we have calculated d as well as L. So up to this design we have been doing since long, last 2-3 numerical designs we have done to find up to this main dimension. Now additional step number 6. In step number 6, that is to calculate number of stator turns per phase. We require per phase quantities, right? So we have now equation induced EMF per phase, that is 4.44 frequency f, maximum flux 5, turns per phase, and stator winding factor. And therefore turns per phase, that is equal to induced EMF and divided by 4.44 f flux 5m and kW. Suppose let us call it equation number 1, right? So here now we require two quantity. First, you always remember that whether induction motor stator winding, whether it is connected in delta or star, right? Value of induced EMF per phase depends always upon type of stator winding, whether it is delta or star. So delta connected, it is given delta connected stator winding, right? In case of delta connection, we know that line voltage and phase voltage are equal, and therefore E phase is equal to 450 volt because it is delta connected. In case of star connected, we have to divide by √3. So one value we have available. Now we have to calculate flux 5. Flux 5 we don't have. So for this, let us take specific magnetic loading, that is P5 divided by pi d and L, and therefore flux 5. See here, flux is flux maximum, so we can take a flux, right? So BAV multiplied by pi dl and divided by P. So BAV, that is 0.48 Weber per meter square given, value of pi, D, that is 0.178, and multiplied by 0.196, that is value of L, and we have number of pole 2, and therefore flux 5 Weber. So flux 0.48 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 0.178 multiplied by 0.196 divided by 2. So it comes to 0.026 Weber. So now we have this value available, value of flux 5, and we have E phase. So now let us substitute value of induced EMF per phase and maximum flux into equation number 1. So therefore equation number 1, we know that turns per phase is equal to E phase divided by 4.44 F flux 5 and winding factor. So 415 divided by 4.44, frequency is given 50, flux 5 again we have calculated 0.026, and the value of winding factor, that is given 0.9451, and then we have number of turns per phase. All the numericals are very simple if you go step by step. So 415 divided by 4.44 divided by 50 divided by 0.026 divided by 0.9451. So it comes to 76.07. We cannot take this value because our number of turns are always an integer value. So turns per phase, so we have to take 76. So number of turns are now have been calculated, that is 76. So now we have calculated the main dimension D and L, and at the same time we have calculated stator turns per phase also. See, this way we will step by step will go for our further designing. Thank you for watching my videos, and keep watching my videos. Thank you very much.